Allison, what tea did you get?
Oh, I actually made decaf coffee. So,
Nice.
yeah.
I have a little coffee here too. So,
Oh, nice. Yay.
even my coffee mug comes
Just
out
just
blurry.
open the beer, guys.
What's that?
Nice.
Oh, beer. Nice.
There you go. All right, we're gonna move on now to the third segment, which is photographer perspective questions. I'll go first. First question is, how do you relate the backgrounds and perspectives of people in the photos you take? I think for me, if I understand the space, I can then kind of understand subconsciously like how people are using the space. So it's kind of like that interaction of people and space and how they interact, where then I can try to put myself in the shoes of the people who may use that space every day. Because if I'm just visiting somewhere, it's really hard for me to know. But I think that's just part of taking time to observe an area and observe kind of the interactions people have with each other or the actions that they're taking, and that then reflects um, maybe some of their perspectives.
As a photographer or as a planner or just as like a basic decent human being, you should always go into like another community where you're an outsider with respect. And I feel like when you have that respect, it really comes through in photos. Like it really does, because like what you choose to focus on and keep in that frame um, can really like depict a person or an individual or a group of people like really differently.
I think maybe this is where, yeah, the planning kind of city side comes out. In that when I do take pictures of people, there's like a focus on how they're interacting with the built environment. So, yeah, like a lot of people are just sitting on this rock formation in the middle of the sidewalk. That's not supposed to be like, it's not formally a chair, but like, they're sitting there.
Okay, all right, let's jump to the next question. Shravanthi?
What advice would you give to another planner who wants to get into photography? I would kind of like kind of just like go back to a point you just made, to be kind of respectful of whether it's a community or it's wherever you are going as, whether it's a planner or just a photographer, but just kind of always have that at the back of your head. Because I mean, it can be hard sometimes, because I know I've been in positions where I've been taking pictures of people, but it's sometimes uncomfortable. It's sometimes, you're not always explicitly asking for permission. So I know it can get hard, but there's definitely ways that you can be, I feel like, respectful.
Yeah, it's a really good point. Like aside from just people too, but also the the neighborhood or community itself. Like I'm just remembering back in workshop days when we had to like go around, or even like quant when we had to like go around and like go to the neighborhood, take photos. Um, you have to be really mindful of like what you choose to take photos of. Either you take photos of everything, or if you're taking photos of like certain things, like asking yourself like, why are you just taking photos of the litter, right? Like
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
there are other aspects of the neighborhood to be like focused on. And
Right. Right. I think the best photos that a planner can take are the ones that manage to capture what's really honest about what the challenges are in a community, but like also managing to capture like the strength of the community as well. And I think that kind of goes back to my previous point of like even just being aware of like your presence with a camera, like walking around a neighborhood is just can be really like it could draw a lot of suspicion and like concern from people. And yeah, I think like as planners, that type of thinking, whether you're holding a camera or not, or just like or surveying or doing site visiting, I think that being mindful like that definitely can translate to both um, photography and planning.
We're jumping ahead a little bit, but like it does make me think of like, yeah, we build a lot of assumptions based on data and mapping. But I think like when you go into a community to take photographs or kind of capture some of that spirit and energy of a place, you kind of need to drop some of those assumptions and just put yourself in that space and kind of react to what's around you and to be open-minded that way.
If I notice that people notice me taking photos and I sense discomfort or like just people are weirded out, I think it's better to put the camera down. It's not worth the shot if people are uncomfortable or not trusting you yet.
Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next question. Ooh, okay. How would you describe your photography style? And I'm gonna throw a twist to this. Can you do it by using one word to describe your photography style?
That's hard.
One word, 10 seconds.
Well, let me think.
Can I use 2 words?
You're gonna have to pay for the second word. Yes.
I just want to say like casual observer, because like I'm always I'm always looking for opportunities to just casually wander into like places that I've never seen. I mean, even if it's the city I'm living in, wherever it is, or if I'm just visiting for a couple of days, I'm always just like I just like love to like, whether it's like walking around or like biking around or anything, but yeah, just maybe I'll go with casual observer.
I think I tend to gravitate towards photos that are a little bit more vibrant in colors, that accentuate different colors of a scene. Because I think, I don't know if it plays off of the nostalgia factor or just like what factor, maybe trying to amplify, some of the energy in different photos. I think that's something that I gravitate towards and kind of seek out sometimes.
For me, I think it's I think the one word would be balance. Maybe in contrast to yours, Tobin, because I think that now that I'm mostly taking double exposures, which I find really fun, I have to think about the balance of the shadows of one photo and then the other, because they cancel each other out. I have to think about if I'm taking a picture of a building, like it's too big of a building, so then the next photo can't be, it's like not balanced. So I gotta, so that's one word.
Similar to Shravanthi, I almost feel inclined to say like ethnographic in a sense, which it kind of basically means casual observer, right? It means like you're observing like the culture and the dynamic of people as like an outsider. But I think another way I find that a lot of my photos feel kind of like calm, and I don't really know how to describe like why that is. I don't know if it's the way I kind of edit photos slightly to make it feel like this really dreamy, nostalgic feeling, but like that's definitely something I've noticed about my own photos, is this like certain calm thing. But I also know I kind of strive for it to be like a little cinematic in some sense, but like I don't know, I guess I listed like 3 different words: calm, cinematic, and ethnographic. So
All right, well, I think good job, everyone. Like, I think we did it. We defined our styles.
You added, Tobin.
Nice.
is that all the questions?
No.
Oh.
So many more
You said
questions.
good job because we were done. I was like, oh wow, okay.